back to the Mac Home Development YouTube channel. I'm Madison. This is Cindy. We are talking to you guys today about deciding if a property will make a good rental.
Yep.
How do you tell if properties you buy after you fix them, how do you tell if they're gonna be good for renting?
Well, you have to be able to do that before.
Okay.
Because that's going to base everything off of if you're going to buy it as a rental than if you were going to buy it as a flip, because the numbers change. Real live example is one of our rentals that we have. Mm-hmm. We bought it for $30,000. We put, I think, 12 into it.
Okay.
And it will rent for $800 a month.
Okay.
So we do that based on an ROI of what we want to achieve.
Okay.
And an ROI is your return on investment, and that's what kind of the cap rate that you want every month based on the rental amount that you're going to get. And you do those same way as you would do comps for a retail. You would do comps that are what is renting in the area, and then from there you take that, say, okay, that's my monthly amount is going to be $800 a month, and then from there you can subtract with the repairs, and then from a purchase price to get your ROI.
Okay, so then with a rental property, do you typically do like less repairs than you would on a property that you were selling?
Not necessarily. It really, I mean, for our last one, we did everything.
Okay.
Literally, the only thing we didn't do is the roof, but the roof is fine. I mean, they're not buying the house. So we did kitchens, bathrooms, floors, paint.
Okay.
Everything was completely done in that property. So it's not necessarily like, oh, it's a rental, so we're just going to have to do it. It's just I would say the quality is different. Like usually in our flips, we put plank floors throughout. This has carpet throughout.
Okay.
In a lot of our flips, we put granite. This is just regular laminate.
Okay.
So it just really, we're obviously not doing higher end, but we still do all the repairs that need to be done. Because we don't want them to call in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And like, oh, my plumbing doesn't work because we have to. Like, we don't want to do that.
Okay. So then with ROI, how do you figure out like what will be a good return on investment?
So, like I said, is you're going to take your monthly amount, and then we can do this real live right here because I suck at math. Okay, so we take the monthly, which we'll say right now is $800.
Okay.
And times that by 12. So you're saying you're going to make $9,600 yearly.
Okay.
Based on the taxes. So I think the taxes for this one's $1,100 yearly. So now we're at $85.
Okay.
And then you're going to have, if you have a manager, then you need to add that in. Usually the fee is anywhere from $80 to $100 a month.
Okay.
So if you do, you need to add that in. If you're going to do it yourself, you don't have to add that in. But then you have like a buffer of like, okay, what if everything in the house is done? You know, there's like not going to be any repairs. Okay. But if you know like you didn't do the AC, or if it's getting time for that, you probably want to add that in. But if not, for sake here, we'll say that we did everything. So we're looking at $8,500 is what you would get yearly. From that, you divide it into the purchase price with all the repairs, and that's where you get your ROI.
Okay.
So we're looking for anywhere between, for us, we're looking anywhere from 10% to 12% cap rate monthly. So that's kind of what we're shooting for. But there are a lot of people who they're happy with a cap rate of 3 to 6%, and it's really based on your goals and what you want to do.
Okay. So then with having a property manager, would you recommend doing that for your rental properties or not?
It depends on how hands-on you want to be and how busy you are.
Okay.
For us, I give it to the property manager. I don't want to take phone calls on weekends, nights, holidays. Like, that's just not what we want to do.
Okay.
Especially when you have multiple rentals, then you're dealing with all that. It's worth it to me to pay $80, $100, whatever it is, for somebody to take care of those. And especially, usually, I know for our property managers, they take care of repairs in our account up to $400. They don't have to call me. They don't have to check with me. I give them okay for any repairs up to $400.
Okay.
After that, then I have to get in writing of what I approve and don't approve. So it takes just, I would say, the headache out of it if you don't have to do the maintenance calls. You don't have people like freaking out of the AC's not working or this, and like that's your property manager. Your property manager should have a 24-hour maintenance person. That's something definitely to ask if you're thinking about getting one, and just really see how they deal with it. But I know for us, we have a cap of $400 that they can go ahead and make that decision. They don't need to talk to us. They don't need to do it. And they have a 24-hour maintenance person, so I don't have to worry about my tenant sitting in the heat or a leak going on crazy. So those are things that definitely, if you're going to get a property manager, ask those questions before you sign your contract, which is usually a year
Okay. And how do you go about finding a property manager?
So we have got ours from recommendations of who other people have used.
Okay.
And who are happy with their services.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, really, I would say that what we've done every time is just talk to our fellow investors of like, hey, who are you using? And if they're happy with their management and fees, and that's how we found ours.
Okay. So do you prefer like buying rental properties as opposed to buying houses to flip? Do you have a preference?
No, I mean they each hold their own weight for different things. Like obviously, flip is, you're getting more money out of it quicker because you're usually holding that for maybe 6 months and then getting the money. As a rental is a long-term hold and passive income, which the end goal for us is to have enough rentals that we have all that passive income coming in. So flips are just quick, you get the money, and but the goal, and if you're doing it correctly, should be able to take that bulk of the money from your flips and start putting them into passive income.
Okay.
So then you can really live that financial freedom.
Okay. So how many rentals do you have now? And let's say within the next 3 to 5 years, how many do you want to have?
So we have 2 now.
Okay.
And then the goal is to buy 4 every year. So we have 2 more that we have to get this year, and then every year buy 4 more. And we really want to get our portfolio up to where we have, the goal is to have 100.
Okay.
But right now we're buying all of them cash. So that's why we're only buying 4s, because it's all cash and we don't have to worry about loans or anything like that. So we're doing slow and steady, but there's a purpose behind it to be able to get all the passive income set up that way.
Right. So when you're looking to find a rental property, is it different than looking to find a house to flip, like within the process and what you do? Like how do you find a house and say, oh, this is going to be a good rental property versus, oh, this is going to be good to buy it, flip it, and sell it?
Yeah, it's the same as you would do the ARV for a flip.
Right.
You work the same way backwards, and what is the comps in the area for a rental based on the square footage, bedrooms, bathrooms. So you work backwards that way of, okay, I know it can rent for $800, and then from there you can do your repairs, and then from there get a purchase price, and then you get your ROI and go, all right, I'm happy with that cap rate, let's go ahead and buy it.
Okay, so then now on the houses you're doing now, you said you have 2 more that you want to get this year for rentals. So all the houses you're buying now, do you look at flipping it versus renting it on all of them, or are there certain houses that will make better rentals like right away?
Yeah, absolutely. The houses, like I know just immediately off the bat if I'm looking at it for a rental or a flip.
And how do you know that?
Well, it's just we have certain areas of town that we like to rent in, and certain price points that I want for a rental based in that area.
Okay.
So I know if somebody sends me that and they're asking $50,000, but I know that area that I wouldn't buy it for a rental for more than 30, then it's not going to work.
Okay.
So it's really based off the area, and usually what the asking price is for me to be able to go, like, is that rent or is that a flip?
Okay.
I will say that you can find some pretty good rentals from wholesalers. So looking on Craigslist is where you can find really good rental ones, because you have to think, like, some wholesalers, and I know we have a majority of them here, that they will find in like the downtown area, and those make really good rentals if you can get them for the right price.
Okay.
So a lot of wholesalers, because I don't want to say it's like the low-hanging fruit, but in a sense it kind of is, will go after those because they can get those properties for cheaper, which means in turn you can get them for cheaper. So I would say go on Craigslist, even if you post an ad of like, I'm looking to buy houses and this zip code, and then also just go through looking for wholesalers that have those. You get a really good deal. That's how we found our last rental. So it's just going through Craigslist, seeing what they have, and knowing kind of, I would say, give or take your price point for that zip code. And then you can go in and just search, because Craigslist is pretty, like, you can go through zip codes and you can go on dollar amounts.
Okay. Alright, if you guys liked this video, give it a thumbs up on YouTube, comment with any questions, and subscribe to our channel. We will be back next week.